Welcome to TestBoard, a tool designed specifically to aid agility in the marketing team and increase productivity, collaboration and cadence in the dealings between all stakeholders in the data-driven marketing process. We built TestBoard to answer our own need, working at a high cadence with our clients. We had tried numerous productivity or project management tools and none of them were fit for purpose. During a marketing sprint, marketers need access to always-on analysis using historical data and live data to identify tests. And they provide immediate feedback which enables optimization for incremental improvements in engagement, ROI or other appropriate key performance indicators. You can see here that our marketer is logged into TestBoard and is posting a question that they need answered for some sort of optimization or to hit a key business metric. That posts it into the live board of TestBoard, and it also posts it out to the broader team that work within that Scrum or within that marketing operation. And you'll see here that allows for external providers like agencies and suppliers, as well as the business intelligence team and the marketing team within the client. Once it's posted, the project director immediately goes into it, and from here they can actually start to build out the brief. So they'll add relevant information about primary objectives, KPIs and that sort of thing. And they'll assign an analyst that they believe is the right person to work on this. In this case, it's going to be Jonathan. And there is also an opportunity here for them to add a little bit more about the analysis considerations that they think the analyst should take on board when working on it. As I mentioned before, all the other stakeholders in the Scrum team are alerted and aware, and any of them can now view or contribute to the card live themselves. Now the analyst enters the card. They go into the data structure section, and this is the place where they first start to map out what all of the technology platforms are that they're going to be working with. So they list out the technologies and they list out the means to access those technologies, and they start to define how that technology is going to contribute to the type of insight that they're going to do, so that anybody else picking up on this process is going to be able to get involved in the process. So you'll see here, this particular one, they've identified that Google AdWords is appropriate. They've provided the access information to that, and here they're going to define some specific models or what have you that are going to be accessing that piece of data. They also are going to use a price API, which I'm going to populate quickly so that we don't have to sit and listen to me talking. What they will also do at this point is sketch out a data flow, which will be the flow within which they're going to be looking at and interrogating the data. They can upload this now, and if they want to, they can add a link to GitHub, if appropriate, because more of the activity might be going on there. As before, I said this is visible to all stakeholders, and additionally, each action at each stage is timed. Has a timestamp put on it so that over time productivity and impact can be measured and optimized at each stage of the process. The analysts now interrogate the data as per the data flow, and they identify insights. These insights are posted in TestBoard, and any supporting information can be loaded here as well if required. So in this instance, they're going to be uploading an Excel spreadsheet that is the specific opportunity index that they've identified. The analyst recommends a test based on the insight and identifies the specific KPI that will be impacted by the test. They also make a projection here of what the impact or value of the test will be. So before anybody implements the test, they have an indication of the value of it. In this case, the KPI affected is going to be a revenue uplift next month against those key top 20 products. And they identify that's going to be around about 25,000. The project director now allocates a specific tester, so somebody to test this. In this case, it would be Vinny from the agency who's been assigned to implement the test. And Vinny starts by assigning what he believes is an anticipated star rating for that particular test. And that will allow them to go back afterwards and see how people are, how knowledge transfer is taking place, how they're understanding the value of those tests. He can timestamp when it started, and then type in what the actual result was of that test. There's also a field below for them to explain what happened. Now in this instance, actually the test came back with a less good result, only £14,000 saved, than what was suggested by the analyst. So there are some consideration, and Vidi decides that there is going to be a retest. He clicks the tick button, and then he can make a recommendation about the further test. He could go back to the project director at this point and ask him, or to the analyst, but it's a fairly simple onward test. They type it in and make the recommendation, and the secondary test is then implemented, and then they score the impact of that. And you can see in this instance that it has made a significant difference. We've been using this for a long time with our clients, and we've found that it has massively increased the cadence with which we are able to optimize, which in itself creates incremental gains, competitive advantage, and we actually believe that this increases visibility with our clients as well. I hope you've enjoyed the run through. I will leave you with the last few bits of it. Thank you very much for your time.